Hey community group leaders and teachers, I hope y'all are doing well, having a fabulous day. Hey, I'm excited to introduce this week's Leadership Minute. This is one more tool you can have in your tool belt to lead more successfully. This week I want to continue our conversation talking about momentum and looking for ways to build momentum in our community groups. Over the last several weeks we've looked at the importance of pastoral care and making phone calls every week. We've looked at the importance of giving people a reason to come to special events once a month as a vehicle to build momentum. We have looked at giving people a reason to come back the next week in saying this next week we've got this event happening or that event happening. We also explored the possibility of commissioning or equipping somebody in your group to assist you in making phone calls or simply in delegating some role, some part of the community group to that one individual so that they'd be more excited about inviting others to join in on the group. This week I want to talk a little bit more about the power of pastoral care, specifically picking up the phone. Several years ago now, I led a small group of college students in my parents' living room when I was in college. I was a senior in college in taking Bible classes, but while I was in my parents' living room, I felt like I was supposed to lead a Bible study. And so I started a Bible study. 3 of my friends showed up the first week. The second week, we had the same 3. They were faithful. They were there. It was great. It was fun to have them around. For a few months, that's all we had. But then little by little, we started adding more. And a year and a half later, we ended up with about 50 kids in my parents' living room. It was an awesome time. Now, part of the reason we were able to grow to 50 and sustain 50 was the ability of providing pastoral care, of every week making phone calls to everyone that was there. And when we got to a certain size, literally, I would take half of my list and hand it off to somebody in my group saying, now you need to call this weekend. You need to be responsible for reaching these people, letting them know that you care for them, find out what they need prayer for, and then let me know as well. I want to be involved in the process too. And so getting some level of handing off the baton, of discipling some folks in the process of what does it look like to call and pastorally care for people around you, but also every single week making a touch for every single person that was in the group. So no matter what, they all got a phone call, they all got a text message, they all knew that they were cared for, that they were involved, and they also all got an email. We sent out a couple emails each week with the topic for what we'd be studying, prayer requests in general, and then specific things or events that were happening in the church as a whole. So both of those things ended up being some great things to build momentum. But I want to encourage you, don't neglect the pastoral care of picking up the phone, calling people, because doing so will make a huge difference. Even if it feels like you've done it 10 times before, even if it feels like you're hitting a voicemail, I guarantee you it is making a difference for the person that you're reaching out to. Eventually, it will remind them that there is a group that they can call home and they will want to come back to your group. So keep making those phone calls, keep pushing through, and don't grow weary in doing so. If you feel like that's burdensome or that's too much, recruit somebody else to help you do it. You don't have to do it alone. Matter of fact, God designed the entire body of Christ so that there's different parts and different functions that all work together. So that some are called to be ears, some are called to be eyes, just like that in the natural body. In the supernatural body, some of us are really good at leadership, and maybe we're not good at pastoral care. I bet you somebody else in your group is. And so ask around. I bet somebody loves making phone calls, and they'll be more than glad to help make those phone calls. But doing that every week will make a huge difference. And so quick reminder, the tools that you have available to build momentum, make pastoral phone calls every week. Plan some outside events for your community group, maybe that are safe and socially distanced. Give people a reason to come to your group by letting them know what you're teaching, what's going on, what's happening, and then build momentum every week by saying, next week we're studying this, next week we're studying this, so people want to come back to hear what's happening next. Commission other people in your group to do some things, to join you in the group, because then they're going to want to invite their friends to participate as well. And finally, keep making those phone calls. Keep barraging people with emails. You might feel like you're barraging them, and in reality, what you're doing is you're continuing to encourage them and reminding them that you're still there, that you pray for them and you care for them. Keep doing those things, and your group will continue to build momentum. If you have any more questions about momentum, or you want some more tips on how your group can grow, please reach out to me. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text. I want to support you and encourage your group to continue to grow. Hey, thank you, friends. God bless.